should we move on to news?
All news. Cool.
Gaming news.
What would you like to start us off on?
Let me get the list. Where is my... Oh, there it is. Let's see. I guess let's get the ongoing shitty news out of the way first. So, if you've listened to previous podcasts, you will know that Activision and Blizzard going through... Wow, what is going on with that picture? That is some great autosizing of the web browser there. That is fantastic.
I've got it full screen my side, can I just say? There's some tomfoolery
There's some warping going on there. It's very funny. But yeah, if you've been paying attention, you'll know that Activision and Blizzard are being sued by the government of California, and that a lot of their current and former employees are basically backing that suit, saying that shit has been bad there for years now. So literally, it might have been like, I don't know, an hour or two before Activision had their quarterly earnings call. They announced that J. Allen Brack, the current Blizzard president, has exited. Their statement didn't acknowledge any lawsuits or any controversy. They just said he was seeking new opportunities. Cool.
It's a weird thing to happen.
So now Activision Blizzard have made Jen O'Neill, the former lead of Vicarious Visions, and Mike Ybarra, former vice president of Xbox. They are now the co-leaders of Blizzard. Not president, not CEO, co-leaders.
Take from that what you will.
Basically just tells me that good old Bobby Kotick doesn't want anyone running things at Blizzard. So... it actually says here in the Eurogamer story, neither O'Neill nor Ybarra were mentioned as Blizzard presidents or CEOs, suggesting Activision Blizzard is taking a firmer grip over the maker of World of Warcraft and Overwatch. That shitstorm
there.
keeps going on. And there keeps being more and more garbage things brought out from that suit. Jason Schreier published a report recently on some things that have been happening there over the past couple of years, and it's still
he's real garbage. I think he interviewed more than 50 people and did like a whole deep dive into... There's some stuff in his story which wasn't seen in the lawsuit or
some frightening shit. The opening anecdote alone is like, Jesus Christ.
I think we're probably going to see this pop up into news every week for... I mean, we have. It's been every week we've had something new to touch on. So...
And it's good because they're about to announce a new Call of Duty, and this should definitely be front and center when that gets announced. Okay, moving on.
Story developing.
Take your next one.
I think you wanted to touch on the Dead Space remake. To be out at the end of 2022, which is not that far away. Can I just say?
No,
it's next
not
year.
at all.
It's one year from now. We could be playing Dead Space remake.
I mean, this is according to
oh my
Jeff
God,
Grubb
who wrote
over
this?
At GameSpeed. This bozo, Alessandro
Barbosa.
Get out of here. So Jeff Grubb over at GameSpeed says he has spoken to members of the EA Motive team, and that the plan currently is for Dead Space to launch at the end of 2022. Obviously, that's a year out. Things can change. Plans always change, especially in the midst of a pandemic. But that would make sense to me. Have it be a big bang for like the fall of 2022. I'm sure EA would like to have that remain on course. But that's cool. I mean, when they teased it, what was it, a few weeks ago, and didn't really show gameplay, I was like, oh, this thing's like real far out. So if it's only a year away, that's cool. Hopefully we'll see more of it soon.
I wonder, I mean, how long have they been working on it?
I don't know.
So
it must have been quite a while now if it's at this
so
stage.
Soon, well, hopefully we see some gameplay or something soon then. So that's coming. I suppose let us touch on Nintendo Switch sales. So this is hilarious because it says Nintendo Switch sales slow year on year. You're like, oh
Yeah.
man, the Switch is no longer selling as well as it used to. But it,
Yeah.
comma, as consoles near console nears 90 million.
It's
So to
crazy.
put that into perspective, the Nintendo Wii is like one of the best selling consoles of all time because I think that console just came at a time where it just roped in a whole lot of casual gamers, as well as some hardcore gamers with a good library of Nintendo titles. And it sold, I mean, I'm sure it's in the story somewhere, but
Much like the Switch has done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Switch is
It
online.
sold, I think, 101.
101, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So the Switch is like just a cool 12 million away from beating that. And the Switch has been out 4 years.
4 and a bit years, yeah.
Which is just insane.
It's mental.
Yeah.
It's mental.
selling.
I mean, if it continues, I mean, it won't. Obviously, I mean, already we've seen the console sales slowed year on year, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think last year was a real anomaly
It's-
for
yeah.
all console makers, and to match that would be close to impossible. Like I think the Animal Crossing sales have slowed considerably
I'm
since
sure,
the
yeah.
big boom from last year. So, it makes sense that this is happening, but yeah, 90 million. They could by the next quarter pass the Wii. And if things keep going like this, I could foresee it challenging the all-time record of the PlayStation 2. So
what is that on?
150?
Yeah, I think this is long run stuff. I think the Switch
That was
is
like a
around for
decade,
another
yeah.
3 or 4 years. I also see it overtaking.
And the OLED Switch is definitely going to
that'll push shelves up. I mean, and remember, as the years go on, like eventually things they might, if they, for example, put out a new gen something, the Switch goes cheaper. Like I don't know, yeah. It's just it's selling like hotcakes, and it is. You know why? Because it's a good console.
Switch is no, I'm very happy. On the brink of a Wii U that only sold 13 million, to have this sort of success is cool for Nintendo.
Just imagine being Nintendo. You sold 13 million after the
nothing.
Wii, which sold 100 million. It
just shows you, it like recontextualizes how bad that console launch was, like catastrophic. Like the fact that they did not fold underneath that it's
insane. Yeah,
it's a miracle, because that is the sort of shit that killed like Sega in the console space. So yeah, for them to come back with a banger like this, love to see it.
I mean, and that's not even taking into account the software sales, which are again just
absolutely absurd. I
think
Animal Crossing was on like 34 million or something like that.
Yeah, so it's up. Mario Kart's on 37 million, Animal Crossing on 33 million. Which, like, just to give you context on that, because those are Nintendo exclusives, right? Like, what is God of War sold, for example? PS exclusive. That's like
10.
No, yeah, it hasn't reached 10, and that's like a good game, really good. Yeah. One of the best PS exclusives.
And the way to really judge that is, I mean, the PS4 sold what, 90 million, somewhere around there as well. So your attach rate for like a God of War or a Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man sold like 15 million. Your attach rate is like 1 in 6. Yeah. If you look at Mario Kart, you look at Animal Crossing, that's 1 in 3. That's a ridiculous attach rate. Like absolute, it's absurd. That's the sort of things people dream of,
I don't think it's relevant now, but Breath of the Wild at one stage was like more than 100% attach rate because people bought it for
yeah. They bought it before they could buy the actual Switch, so it had higher sales.
Amazing.
Yeah, I remember that. I distinctly remember that.
Okay.
Nintendo printing money.
I suppose let's just keep it Nintendo quickly. Mario Golf Super Rush getting a new course, New Donk City.
This is cool because, like, I won't lie, I fell off this game pretty quickly because I just felt like there wasn't enough content there. As much as I enjoyed it, it's just like, okay, well, I've played the courses that are available and I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
And New Donk City looks like a weird course, and I'm all for that.
Yeah, I definitely want to. When is this out even?
It's out already, I think.
Oh, is it out already? I'm gonna give it a bash. I enjoyed my time with Mario Golf, but yeah, I'm with you. It's one of those things where, like, dip my toes in, thought this is really cool, and then I just moved on. So yeah,
I spent a lot more time with Mario Tennis.
Mario
Aces
Tennis,
than
yeah.
yeah. I really enjoyed tennis. But yeah, more weird like courses like this, and they do say in the tweet that more free updates are coming later this year. So this update includes ranked mode for online play, which is good. Toadette as a new character, New Donk City as a new course, and improved motion controls if that's your thing.
Yep. So something to look forward to there.
Hmm.
What do you want to talk about next?
Should we talk about the name change for PUBG?
PUBG.
Written by this guy Darren Bozohace.
Darren Bone Thighs, putting
Darren
out some
Bonethighs.
good news here. So PUBG player unknowns battlegrounds, as the full acronym, affectionately called PUBG, is now being relabeled PUBG Battlegrounds, making it player unknowns battlegrounds. If you really want to look
Makes
into
no
it.
sense. Makes no sense.
But yeah, it's
I guess they're just like, well, our company is called PUBG Corp. I guess our game needs to be called PUBG. Everyone calls it PUBG anyway, so
yeah. But I suppose this is in light of the Callisto protocol coming out in the near future. Well, in future, which is also set in the PUBG universe. I don't know how that's
so
relevant
loosely.
or why it's set in that universe.
Thinking like, yeah, it's it's set in the universe, but will it reference anything? Probably not. We'll have a document that has the name of the original map on there or some shit like that, and then we say it's connected, stuff like that. So I'm very excited for the Callisto Protocol. Like the fact that we're getting a new Dead Space and the Callisto Protocol possibly both in 2022. Holy shit.
Launching on the same day. You heard it here
first. Real keen for both of those games. So yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima getting a mode. So your Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer Legends mode is getting a standalone launch. So my understanding is that there's a new 2 versus 2 mode named Rivals, which if
reminds me a lot of Destiny's Gambit, to be honest.
It's you're not fighting each other, you're just taking on waves of enemies.
It's like an indirect multiplayer game. You are fighting waves of so Gambit's a bit different because it can be direct at times.
Yeah.
But it's like you're fighting waves of enemies and then using currency that you earn from killing those to like send stronger enemies to your opponents. So yeah, that's cool.
There's actually a is it a it was a Warcraft. There were a bunch of Warcraft 3 mods like this where it's an interesting loop where you get sent enemies, you make currency, use that currency to send your opponent's enemies, and the loop continues until someone loses, and it's good fun. So I can imagine.
I feel like the foundation of all the big multiplayer games come from a Warcraft 3
exactly
mod.
To some degree. So now that in a Ghost of Tsushima setting, I think will be a lot of fun. I haven't played the multiplayer in Ghost of Tsushima at all.
And I keep seeing people saying it's like really good. So I feel like I've missed the boat on this one. Maybe we should get on that when the director's cut comes out later this year. But
PS5.
Well, I mean later this month, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the standalone version will be available for $20. If you just want to play the
you don't need the base game. Oh my god, Lupin.
Yeah, and then if you want to play the base game, you can upgrade to it for $40 on PS4 and $50 on PS5. So yeah, that's cool. Game looks great.
We have 2 left. Ariana Grande
do it.
Did a Fortnite. Fortnite out here having live tours. So the next person they set their targets on, Ariana Grande, who is now a skin in the game as well. I believe the concert was.
By the time you're hearing this, the concert's
done. Yeah, but I think you can still. I mean, I don't know how the loot works, but I presume you can still go grab the.
I think you can still buy Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
I saw some clips of the concert. It looked crazy, like absolutely like bonkers cool.
Well, Fortnite's actually doing. I don't get the hate this game gets. Like it's actually kind of infuriating that people dismiss it because like a kid's game, and like I get it because it's cartoony and that. But man, Fortnite has really set the benchmark for a lot of well, it set the foundation for battle royales today as we know it, and it continues to just
And just live
evolve.
service games.
Yeah,
like
it continues to be this benchmark of like, this is how you do a live service game, and you keep it fresh and you keep people coming back.
I mean, the fact that you've got like concerts happening in the game, like you had Travis Scott, you have Ariana Grande, like you have movies premiering their trailers in this game. It's a cultural touchstone. Like
Yeah.
to dismiss it is like to say things like Star Wars were insignificant to like science fiction or
It
stuff
is
like
Star
that.
Wars, nothing to do with
it's
science fiction.
it's just like absurd. It's ridiculous to say. I mean, you cannot enjoy playing the game. That is 100% completely
Yeah.
valid. But dismiss its entire influence on the industry is just silly. Like it's like saying Doom wasn't a touchstone for first-person shooters.
It wasn't.
Like,
Doom
don't
is
be
the
silly.
baby game. It's only for
Yeah,
children.
Doom's a baby game. Yeah, Fortnite baby game, dead game.
I don't see
people say.
I don't see any concerts in Apex or Warzone, so checkmate. Take that.
Yeah. I mean, Apex and Warzone, from two of the biggest publishers in the world, got caught with egg on their face by Epic going, check this shit out. And now they are like essentially well, I think both of them have come into their own. They're not trying to chase the same dragon, so to speak, but they all follow a similar formula that Fortnite pioneered.
Exactly.
Whether by accident or not. So yeah.
Yep.
It's cool. It's cool. I would. I mean, just like the Travis Scott one, I went to and looked up the concert footage, and it's cool.
It's crazy.
Like, it's a cool thing. Yeah.
And I suppose we flew through news this week. Last bit of news: ID at Xbox is having a showcase on August 10. So if you're looking to see what indie games are hitting Game Pass, that's what you want to tune in for. I don't know if there's any rumors or big surprises due at this event.
I don't know. What's weird is that, I mean, Annapurna had their showcase fairly recently, and a lot of the games like 12 minutes and the Artful Escape are coming to Game Pass fairly soon. So I don't know if it will just be a rehash of that or there'll be new things. So yeah, I'm keen to see what's
coming to Game Pass.
Listen, Can you
imagine?
Happy.
We've all been expecting it to come from a Nintendo showcase, but then Xbox come out say, we bought Team Cherry and Silk Songs and Xbox exclusive on Game Pass.
Listen, give it to me anywhere. I don't care.
It's fine.
Where.
I'll play it anywhere, but preferably Switch, please. But I'll play it anywhere.
Goodness.
But yeah, that's news. We flew through that this week.